Hey guys, welcome. How's everybody doing? Welcome back, guys. We are here delivering another Patreon request. I believe this one is from Milady, Kira, Sheehan. Thank you for continuing your Patreons, Milady, and congratulations to the move. I remember I heard you told me you had moved. You gave me a heads up. Said you're no longer in your native Ireland and you have moved to San Francisco. So congratulations. I hope you enjoy San Francisco. I did not know you did that until you told me. So shouts out to you. Um, she wanted to know. She wanted me to know who are 10 of my favorite female Avengers members. Females who were members of the Avengers, were an Avenger, or still Avengers. But what's that old saying? Once an Avenger, always an Avenger. So yeah, made a list of I made a list, guys, of 10 females who have been an Avenger. And no particular order, but they kind of are in order. But in a sense, but you know what I mean. So let's kick it off. All right. So we'll start off with number one. Number one, and I had to put her number one because she is and will always be the first lady of the Avengers, and that woman is Janet Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, who appeared back in Avengers number one way back in 1963. She is the first lady of the Avengers. You cannot, I don't think it is wrong. I think it is entirely wrong if you don't have her on your list. Because that to me, that's a slap in the face. If you don't have Janet the Wasp on your list as one of the great female Avengers members. So yeah, she's on the list. Number two on the list, believe it or not, is Rogue. My favorite female in comics of before everybody. But yeah, Rogue was an Avenger. She was a member of the Unity Squad. It's still an Avengers team. And over time, she even went on to lead that team. So yeah, definitely put Rogue up there. I'm glad that they did that, gave Rogue another form of, okay, she can work outside of just the X-Men. I always like that when characters who are mostly on one team, but they can work outside. And I've always said I would like to see more X-Men be a part of the Avengers because it would maybe help in a sense. We've only had Beast. Storm was only there for a cup of tea. That's why I'm not going to put her on that's why she's not on my list. Wolverine, of course, was there. Um, you know, uh, who else was in a Firestar, people like that. So yeah, yeah. Number three, we move on to is Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk. She-Hulk. What can you not say about She-Hulk? I mean, she followed in her cousin's footsteps in a sense of joining the Avengers. Hulk was is an original member, founding member, and he left after issue number 3 or 4 of the team. But yeah, She-Hulk, when she joined, it was cool. It was good to see Hulk back on the team, and she was a part of Aaron's last team. They had this huge big story for her, and it was great. I enjoyed it very much. So I always like when Jen is on the team, doing her thing also, but also being a part of the team as well. Number 4, we're going with Monica Rambeau, aka Photon, aka Spectrum, aka Phasar. She has so many different names, but yeah, she also led the team. And yes, she was, yes, for anybody out there who might say, and the original Captain Marvel. That is right. Monica joined the team back in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. So, and she was on a team and led a team that was just full of testosterone, and almost in the question of my bigger than yours. You know what I mean? Like who? Like I know she had Black Knight on the team. She had Hercules on the team. And all the time they were getting it, and she had to keep them all in check because of their ego and things like that. And some of them feeling like she wasn't suited enough to be a leader, but Captain America chose her, and I think she did a damn good job. So yeah, Monica Rambeau is number 4. Number 5, of course, is Carol Danvers. When she joined, she was still calling herself Ms. Marvel. Now Carol is on this. Carol is now on the team. She's currently on the current Avengers team, and she actually is the leader of this team. She's led the team before in a different version of Mighty Avengers. She's been the leader at a couple of times, but yeah, she's the leader of this current Jed McKay's team, and so what Carol's great. I do like Carol. I don't hate her. I've always liked her. I've always had a soft spot for Carol. She's just who she is. Number 6, of course, we are going to is Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, when they joined, it was like almost like a shot in the gut for a lot of people because Cap, when he announced, usually when they announced, I always liked that when the Avengers would announce new team members. They announced her and Pietro and Hawkeye. These were like, they were not, especially when they announced the twins. It was almost like, but they were with Magneto and things like that. So how are you having them on the team? But yeah, Wanda has proven herself to be a good Avenger. And yes. I know there's gonna be people like, how could you have her? She nearly killed she's the reason for why they disbanded. Yes, Wanda was not right up here at the time, but Wanda is now currently on the team again, and she's holding it down. So I will always give love for Wanda. Number 7, we are moving on to is Greer Nielsen, aka Tigra. Now you could say, well, she was a part of the West Coast Avengers, right? Yes, she was. She was a part. That's where she was, but she was also a member of the like I said, Avengers don't matter. I'm not just talking core team. She was an Avenger, and her and she and Moon Knight got really close, and that's why I love that Jed McKay brought that up in his series, like how close they were even back then. Even though Moon Knight, when he was on the West Coast Avengers, that really wasn't Mark. That was Khonshu in control. So yeah, it was cool. Number 8 we go is with Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. I can't remember when she joined, but she was like, I think a probation, as a member, but then of course she became like a full-time member, because that you couldn't trust her at the time. But yeah, Widow's another one that earned her stripes as being an Avenger, and then I'm not just talking because of the MCU. No, she was an Avenger before that, and it's really cool to see where how much she's evolved as a character. Now she's got her own symbiote now. It's called Widow. The symbiote's called Widow. It's another offspring of Venom, but she now carries a symbiote now as her elk. So that's really cool. Just saying, the evolution of Black Widow is well deserved. Number 9, I wanted to put another young blood on the team, so I went with Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. Kamala, yeah, she was an Avenger during the all-new, all-different Avengers team. Herself, Miles, and forgetting who else, but Spider-Man was on the team. Hercules was on the team. Falcon as Cap. But yeah, Kamala can say, yes, she was an Avenger. She was an Avenger. She got to live up her dream of being an Avenger. She was, and again, she wasn't a part of the Young Avengers. She went right to the top. She skipped Young Avengers and went right up there. And then her and Miles Morales and Sam Alexander, they left and formed the Champions later on. So yeah. And the 10th one. This may not, I hope this doesn't surprise a lot of people, but Firestar, Angelica Jones. Firestar has been a part of a lot of teams since she was introduced on Spider-Man and Amazing Friends. Remember, she was introduced first. That character was first introduced in that cartoon series. Then she got translated into the comics when Chris Claremont did her origin story that she was a part of. She joined she was trained by Emma Frost, and Emma pushed her, and she didn't like that. That's why, and she didn't like Emma for a long time. But yeah, go read that. It's a 4-part miniseries written by Chris Claremont. If you want to get her origin into there, but over time, another one character that evolved. I mean, she went from the Avengers. First, she was like a part timer. Then she made it to the full time, and then of course she joined the New Warriors, and of course rejoined back up with the X-Men, and that's what she's been now ever since. And she was a double agent for the X-Men to get inside the group that's trying to stop them now. So. But she had to play it like she betrayed them, so it was different. But yeah, I love Firestar. I always will. I will never hate the character. She's just a very, very cool character. But yes, Firestar makes number 10 for me. There are other females who have been on the Avengers. Been so many. I mean, if you look at all the Avengers from up until now, you see the different female characters. I remember, like I said, Storm was Avenger for a cup of tea. When they finally put her on the team, it was just like, it just didn't feel right. I was like, it's too late now for her to be here. And if they were gonna do it, I would have been cool if they made her a leader. But Storm was on there. Then there's Captain Britain, or I should say Lionheart. She was on the team. Jessica Jones. 2 Wasps were on the team. Hank's daughter, Nadia. There's been so many other female Avengers, throughout the history of this team. That started from '63 and up until now. So yeah. But you only Kira only said give her 10, so I gave her 10. But like I said, no matter what, if you don't have Wasp on the team, on the list, that's almost a given. You gotta have Wasp. Why? She's the first lady. She's the first female Avengers. She's the first female, and give her credit. And Janet, I love Janet. I will always love Janet. So yeah. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that list. I will see you guys next time, as always. Excuse me. And with that being said, guys, deuces.